What's going on, guys? So if you saw in the last video, we were still having some traction issues, and I was talking about the Quaif locking rear end. And while that'd be a great upgrade, I don't think we actually need it, because these cars have an electronic locker, and despite it being an open differential, the car's ABS will actually apply brakes to the spinning wheel until the other wheel starts spinning. And I actually confirmed that by looking in the mirrors at the racetrack and watching them both spin in the burnout box. So I think instead of spending $1,800 on a locking rear end, I'm going to buy an even shorter gear ratio for the open diff. So I went ahead and bought a 3.692 rear end. And I'm also going to keep my eye out on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist for some semi-slick racing tires. And the other thing I wanted to do is delete the anti-roll bar. So if you think of it like this, so the sway bar connects the suspension on this side to this side, and the idea is that when you go around a corner, it's all the energy that's transferring to one is going to reduce the travel and body roll. And one of the other things that it does is it limits the wheel travel. This is more of like a byproduct. The real intention of these is to limit body roll in a turn. And I don't go around corners fast. You know, I've got the headers rubbing anyways, so I drive this thing like a grandpa on the street. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna help weight transfer. So the front is gonna lift up even more, and hopefully that sends more weight to the rear tires. And that, with a shorter gear ratio and potentially better compound for the tires, I think it's gonna do a lot more than having both wheels lock up instantaneously versus the, millisecond that it takes for the ABS to kick in. But anyways, I just wanted to do a quick update, and gonna get this car on ramps, or get the anti-roll bar out, and I'll weigh it and see what that weighs, and then we'll go for a test drive and see how it launches.
The next day.
Okay, so it is the following day, and just inspecting everything, and I'm probably going to put some silicone spray or even some grease on some of the rubber components, but I just want to show what we're doing here. So I believe this is an 18. Yeah, that's an 18. So these are both 18s. And that'll come off, and there's 2 bolts underneath, and then we do the other side and drop that bar down. I don't know, what do you guys think? Is that good or not? Is this good? Hey, is this is this in spec? Okay, so for whatever reason my phone did not record the audio for these clips, so I'm just gonna be narrating over top. These bolts are both 14s, pretty easy to get off. A little trick here with the flex head wrench, just kind of bracing it off of itself on the sway bar link, just using a 19mm wrench there. And for whatever reason, the previous owner, whoever did the sway bar links last, replaced it with an 18mm wheel lug. That was kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, those are the proper nuts, not the lug that they replaced it with. But anyways, got the sway bar off, and it is a doozy. It is a super heavy sway bar. Get it on the scale here in a second. I'm surprised I only weigh 226 pounds. I feel a lot fatter. I'm just gonna hop on there with the links and the sway bar, my messy hair and my messed up shoes. That gives us a whopping total of 247 pounds, which is 21 pounds. Do the math for you. That's a lot of weight off the front end. Okay, just got the GoPro set up here. It's gonna warm up the car. Got it all put back together. Not gonna lie, a little nervous. Everyone's been telling me that this thing is it's gonna flip when I go around a corner. So there's a handful of things I really want to test, which is, one, will the headers rub without a sway bar? I don't know if it's gonna get better or worse. We're gonna find out. And will it 60-foot better? Now obviously it's starting to rain, so I'm not going to be flooring it, but I can tell right away whether this thing will break traction or not. Yeah, and we'll just kind of see how cornering is. Oh man, this is nerve-wracking. No sway bar, Q45. I don't think anyone else has done this ever. But I figured why not? Oh yeah, it's pretty floaty up front. Even around a small corner like that at no speed, I can definitely feel it. But this thing has swift lowering springs, which didn't do a whole lot. But everyone that's telling me to not do this has been telling me if you are gonna do it with a properly lowered front end. Oh wow, it was the sway bar. No more clunk. Oh, it feels good. So here's the thing, 50% of the people told me it's a death trap and don't do it and it's dangerous. The other 50% told me better 60-foot times. The four-wheel drive guys said, you know, better ride feel. Yeah, you don't feel it at all at low speed. And the other thing is, how much did all that weigh, right? You know, if it's like 35 pounds, that's substantial, even off just the car. But off the front end included, yeah, go ahead. That's substantial. You know, 30 pounds off the front end is you'll feel that for sure. And that's just icing on the cake. If this thing's 60 foot's better, we're gonna launch it once it's a little bit warmed up. And if I can feel the front end pull up, man, this thing might not go back in. But the real test will be on the highway or like an off ramp or something. I'm not gonna do that today. I just wanted to kind of see how it felt and if it rubbed or not, because that's huge. If it doesn't rub, man, that is such a win for me, because I didn't really want to have to get back under there and clearance it more. The other test I was gonna do is maybe get a different sway bar, like increase the tightness. Yeah, it definitely wants to lift the front end up more, which I kind of like. Makes me feel like I'm actually got power. Oh, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. You definitely feel it squirm a bit, but yeah, it's not too bad. Like right there, that's the most, you know, that's the most avoidance. That's the most like dodging in traffic I ever do. I drive this thing pretty slow. I drive this thing like a grandpa. I don't cut people off. I don't pull position. I don't get ahead of traffic or anything like that. I'm always worried about someone just pulling out in front of me. Because I already had that happen to me once. This young kid from Alberta. I mentioned in the origin video, but yeah, he pulled out in front of me and nailed the quarter panel. And it was a hassle, man. Like, it was a real hassle. The insurance company wanted to write the car off. So far, so good. This feels great, man. I'm not gonna lie. I actually kind of like if it's gonna be a boat, be a boat. Don't be a boat and then have a tight sway bar and pretend like you're good at cornering. Like, I don't know. It's a false sense of security. Anyways, we're gonna do a launch after this and see what happens. But I actually feel like it doesn't scrape. So the best case scenario for turning without scraping the headers was always going slow, either uphill or on flat line. If I was going down a hill and I had weight coming down onto the front end, if I turned right with any sort of force, it would always scrape. And we're gonna do that right now. Down and hard. Oh, it's way better, man, way better. You can feel it just at the edge. Like if I threw that with any more force, it would definitely rub. But that's awesome. That is awesome. That was actually kind of what I was hoping for it to be. I always knew that it would always touch a little bit, because if you look at it, there is like no space. We're literally talking like millimeters here. But you can hear it there. I'm calling that a win, guys. Car feels great. Let's go. Let's go. Go get some food here, but there was one corner. So I'm going down Main Street right now for any of the Vancouver people watching. And taking a right onto Marine is like your perfect scenario for whether it's gonna rub or not. I would always have to slow down to like 15, 20, like really have no momentum behind it. And I'm not gonna not do that right now. I'm not gonna just swing it around the corner, but I'm definitely gonna go at it with a little bit more speed. And if it doesn't rub, man, It would honestly have to be really, really sketchy up top, like on the highway, for me to put it back in, because that was a huge. It's so annoying. Like, this car feels so perfect, so tight and like nice, and then you go around a corner, it's like ugh, it just feels so ghetto. So that's definitely a big one if I can get at it with any speed here. It's at a red light, so. But realistically, I would have to go down very gently, and also I would tap the throttle just about halfway through the bend just to kind of flex the motor, and that would get around the majority of the rub. I would always rub, right? Going down a hill has enough weight behind it that it would rub on a right turn. All right, here we go. Oh man, nothing. It doesn't touch. Dude, we're so back. It feels awesome. No rubbing at all. What a perfect solution. Who knew all I had to do was completely unhook the sway bar. So yeah, just going through the drive-through and having to navigate those two tight little corners, I can tell you right away, it doesn't rub at all going left. And going right out of the driveway, it only rubs if I'm like locked. If I'm at full lock, it'll touch. But that's like nothing compared to what it was before. Before I literally had to I would have to take right corners wide, and this feels amazing, man. I cannot believe how good this feels. Oh yeah, the front end definitely lifts up way more. It's actually kind of dry up here, so I might do a little baby launch. Hold on to my soft drinks so they don't go flying. This is awesome. I can't believe how good this thing drives. It's insane. Let's do a couple little wobbles here. Definitely got way more play up front. I like it. I think it's kind of fun. Fast forward to me getting into some crazy car accident. Yeah, it feels great. It's super fun. Ladder falls off a truck. I'm like swerving, just fucking barrel rolling on the highway. No, I'm super happy with that, man. This feels so good. It's crazy to say this, but it feels more predictable into corners. I don't know how that makes any sense, but it does. It is absolutely better. Here's another good bump. I'm also probably just reacting to how bad my sway bar links were. Like, I have a feeling if you had brand new suspension up front, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But I don't have that, so this feels awesome. Feels like a brand new car. No clunks, no creaks, no scraping on the headers. This is fantastic. That's how they should have come from the factory. And everything else feels great. Like the ignition signal, ever since I fixed that, man, this thing is just amazing. Shifts are way better. I think that there's still some minor issue with, it could be from my speed sensor in the transmission. I had the same thing happen to my dad's car. He's got a 2009 Corolla XRS, and one of his speed sensors, or both of them, they actually have two of them on there, both of them had to be replaced, and man, the drivability stuff that I just didn't associate it with my car. But now it's got me thinking, you know, may as well try it, right? See what it's like. I have the speed sensor. I bought it and then it went away, and then the drivability issues I figured were something else, and I was right. My drivability issues were something else, but yeah, maybe I'll slap it in there. Here's another good bump. Whew, that's like nothing, man. Literally like 10-15% of what it felt like before. Before, you could literally feel like components in the interior creaking. You know, the dash would creak. There's a little component in the shifter that would creak. It was just, I would always avoid bumps and stuff. And it turns out it's a freaking sway bar. It's a freaking sway bar. Oh, it's so awesome, man. I'm so happy. This is great. This thing feels amazing. Now, I'm not gonna, oh man, I should have probably prefaced that earlier. Don't do this on your car. The people who were warning me were right. It is still super unstable going around corners. If you had to maneuver out of something quickly, it could get sketchy really fast. But if you've got yourself a Q45 and you've got headers that almost rub, and you drive it like a grandpa and you don't cut people off and you just drive everywhere like you're driving on a Sunday, then yeah, go ahead and take the sway bar off. But only then, and only if you got something on the front end. Like, I think if I had an inch or two higher, this could be kind of boaty feeling. This could be a lot worse. But the Swift springs are, I think, 20% tighter. I might just be making that up. I remember something about, you know, not only did they drop the front end by 1.5 inches or so.
A few moments later.
So, as you can tell, we got some sunshine. And I feel like testing out the new sway bar delete. So, we're gonna go. I've been requested to drive and get some pizza. So, I'm gonna head down there. And if there's a little spot that I can just be first off the line. I'm curious. What will the front end do? God, it feels good. Can't believe how good that feels. It's crazy. Oh, maybe I'll just do it right here. I'm gonna do it right here. Oh yeah. Still need the burnout. This is like totally yuppie neighborhood for the people who don't live here. It's just funny to see all these like craft beer drinking people. Just, what the hell? What in the world is that? Alright, I'm gonna roll into it right here. Make sure there's no gaps. Oh yeah, that sounds right up, man. Oh yeah. Still gonna be an issue, but hopefully the burnout is enough to cure that. That felt good. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Oh yeah, this thing's gonna be a weapon, man. This is gonna be so much fun. Holy shit. So fun to have the hood just fly up like that. It's so stupid. So fun. But anyways, that was fun. Couple little launches. The car feels amazing. I might be able to get in another track day in a few days here, so more videos coming soon. But I'm gonna call that a win for the sway bar delete. You know, if you're not planning on going around corners at all, man, I don't want to encourage people to do this because it is a little dangerous. But yeah, it's one of those things where it depends on what you're trying to do with the car, right? So anyways, I just wanted to say thank you for watching. Lots more stuff coming. I got a new diff on the way. I got a new intake manifold coming. Lots of stuff coming for the car. So appreciate it, and I'll catch you in the next one.